get the 2023 Clownfish comic books, including Crimson Wren Volume 1 and previously on Clownfish TV. We're offering a limited number of these books. In our second chance offer, go to shopclownfish.com. That's shopclownfish.com. Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about the SAG-AFTRA strikes, and we're going to talk about how you might be a scab if you're a TikToker.
Yes.
You're scabbing.
We talked about that before the other day, but I guess the story has multiple layers to it.
Yeah, so this is really interesting. I saw a couple of articles today talking about it, and as an online content creator, apparently, with our platform, we would have the option of joining SAG-AFTRA if we wanted to. There's zero interest in joining, but apparently, because everybody's out of work now, they're taking note of which TikTokers and YouTubers and Instagram influencers are still taking brand deals or going to premieres during the strikes.
I find this entertaining for a couple of reasons, but one of the reasons I find entertaining is how many times have we heard that YouTube and things have been like trying to pay to play and change the algorithm so it focuses on Hollywood. Mm-hmm. Because Hollywood was getting mad that YouTubers were eating their lunch, and it keeps trying to kick out YouTubers in favor of them. And then, so they already kind of backstabbed YouTubers, and now they're telling YouTubers they can't make money during a strike either. Yeah. Because they are making money.
Yeah, this is crazy. So I knew that bigger content creators could join the union if they wanted to, but yeah. So now we've got content creators policing themselves, narking on each other on TikTok. This sounds a lot like...
That never goes well.
No, this sounds like comics, right? It sounds like
comics. It does, actually.
You were... I saw you.
Most cutthroat bullshit I've ever seen.
You were talking to the wrong person on Twitter. You followed the wrong person on Twitter. I'm going to make sure that my friends at whatever publishers don't hire you. And that's basically what's going on here. Mm-hmm. And they're going to blow themselves up, too.
That's okay. We're not in the union. You can give us the brand deals instead.
We're getting them. So
we are actually. Yeah. We're not in the union, so we're not scabbing anyone at this point. So
not at all. We are definitely not in the union. Definitely no interest in joining SAG-AFTRA. So we're going to talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants, guys. If you do, you'll get a woohoo.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so actually what put this on my radar was a Rolling Stone article, and I'm going to go out to the Forbes article. It actually breaks it down better. Mm-hmm. But they're talking about how TikTokers are effectively narking on themselves now. They're taking it upon themselves to go out and find out who's going to events, who's taking brand deals.
Well, yeah, because they're thinking erroneously that if I narc on them now, they'll get kicked out of SAG-AFTRA or whatever. I get to stay, and then all the brand deals will come to me later because I will be eliminating my competition. Yeah. It's like that old story that I used to joke about that, it's like the soap opera analogy. Well, if I love that guy, so if I kill his wife, he's going to love me instead, even though he's probably not.
Right.
But it's that same mindset.
So the Forbes version of it, it says influencers on TikTok, Instagram, and other social media platforms have been told they'll be denied future entry to the SAG-AFTRA Actors Union if they partner with studios and streamers during the union strike, leading a number of content creators to cancel their planned promotions with films like Barbie, reject partnerships, and decline invitations to red carpet walks.
Side note, she's adorable. Her dress, everything's cute.
She's a very cool dress.
She looks cute. And her little purse can't fit much other than a tampon. But you know what? It's adorable.
We got to put her on blast, though. Courtney Quinn went to the Barbie premiere. Don't hire...
Courtney, you look cute.
Yeah, you do look cute. So this is the thing. So
Wait,
it's not...
What?
I'm allowed... Why am I not allowed to say that?
She's cute.
I'm not going to date her or anything. Anyway, because she's a scab.
I was just picking on you. But anyway,
I'm not going to date her. She's a scab. Here's the thing. The influencer world is very, very cutthroat. We learned this.
Yes.
We learned this firsthand when we did the Disney influencer thing. Like, you would think that a bunch of nerds that like Disney stuff and like theme park stuff, that they would all kind of be like hanging out together and getting along and having a shared love of all things Disney. And that is not how it actually works. It's actually a very cutthroat business industry.
Yes.
And I mean,
Disney Comics is like one of the worst.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. It's so weird. It's like the more niche it is, the more competitive it is.
It's more limited.
It's more limited. Yeah. But, so we have people that are actually in SAG-AFTRA now, but then other people that, they start the Instagram thing, they start the TikTok thing because they want to be Hollywood stars, right?
Right. And it was working. Some people got to go be in, Hollywood films and stuff because of TikTok.
Yeah, who was it? There was a TikToker who wound up being an actor in a movie, and I can't remember.
There's a couple. But anyway, continue.
And some of them just wind up on little signs at Denny's, for their
pancakes. Yes.
Okay, so these are the key facts, right? SAG-AFTRA has told social media influencers that even if they aren't a member of the guild, they'll be barred from ever joining if they cross the picket line by accepting work for struck studios or streaming services during the strike, and warned against posting in support of the studio's movies, even as a fan.
So you're not allowed to talk about Barbie. Hey, good news is there'd be more people coming to watch our stuff.
Yeah, right?
I just think that's funny. You can't even talk about it as a fan.
So here's a game you can play. Who isn't talking about movies, who isn't doing reviews, because those are the people that have their eye on Hollywood, that they're not actually like for the fans. They want to be Hollywood people. So there you go. Commercial work, brand deals, and posts that were under contract before the strike began are still allowed. We talked about this a little bit before, but they're expected to hold off on any paid or unpaid promotions of struck work until after the strike ends. They'll have crossed the picket line. And will never be admitted to the union.
Well, so far we haven't done anything to not be admitted if we decide we want to, because we haven't taken any deals from these struck studios because they all hate us anyway. Anyway, continue.
The warning has caused influencers in various spheres to halt any planned content they were not already under contract to promote, reject what could have been lucrative partnerships, or speak out on the strike.
Oh, we speak out on the strike.
Yes, no way in hell I would join that union. No way in hell, including TikTok star Darcy Michael, Courtney Quinn, and Juju Green. I don't watch TikTokers, so I don't know who the hell Juju Green is with 3.4 million followers. So this is crazy. This goes down the list here and just talks about how many views people get or whatever. But the interesting thing is they're throwing their peers under the bus. They said it hasn't stopped there. Dozens of creators have begun keeping public lists.
It's because of their competition.
Yes.
They're trying to get their competition punished.
Public lists of influencers who have appeared to cross the picket line by attending premieres, all of which ended with public apologies.
So they're just basically trying to bully them into apologies.
Yes. Andra Gogan, a TikToker with 10.8 million followers, recently deleted several videos of herself attending the premiere of the Haunted Mansion movie after people accused her of being a scab.
You know what? You could have invited me to the Haunted Mansion movie, and I wouldn't have cared if they called me a scab, because I don't want to be part of the union. And I actually like the Haunted Mansion, but no.
Yeah, we're the wrong kinds of people.
Huge Haunted Mansion fan.
Gogan's manager told Rolling Stone that Gogan, who is Romanian, confirmed her attendance before the strike was announced and was unaware that she would be perceived as crossing the picket line.
That could be true, actually.
She's
Romanian, and
she's Romanian.
She's Romanian, and she's beholden to the American Screen Actors Guild. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of films still. Okay, for example, in the UK, they're still filming Andor season 2 because a lot of the actors that are over there are part of the British Screen Actors Guild, and because of that, they're allowed to continue filming. They can't, film with the actors that are in SAG-AFTRA, but they can film with their actors. And they've actually been told over there if they quit or they decide to strike in solidarity or walk out, they'll be fired. So they're still filming in Britain because they're under a different union.
Yeah, this is the problem. When you chase Hollywood, you're basically bound by all of their ridiculous
Know your place.
Know your place.
As soon as it comes back online, they'll be nice to all the poor extras and stuff that actually they're striking because they should get paid more.
Yeah.
And these elites will be so nice to them until it's over, and then they'll be like, fetch me my coffee, minion. And they'll just treat everybody like shit. They'll be like, back to, you stand in line, you can't do any brand deals, or you'll cross in the picket line, you scab. And then as soon as everything is turned back on, they'll be pushing you out of the way to take all the money from TikTok anyway.
Yeah. So this guy, Colin Everett, made himself one of TikTok's characters of the week after he posted a series of videos saying he would take advantage of the strike to help launch his dream career of developing his own TV show, referring to himself as leader of the scabs.
Oh my.
Leader of the scabs. Is that like leader of the pack?
I don't know, but
I don't care if Hollywood is striking right now, he said. I'm going to work. There are a lot of people who would be happy to take the places of all these actors.
That is true.
He has 9.3 million followers on TikTok. In a statement to Rolling Stone, he said the stance was poorly stated. Taking work from union workers is not my intent. I was unintentionally misleading in my video, and people understandably got upset based off what I said. He's a comedian. You're not allowed to even joke about it. Like,
well,
hey,
I don't think he was joking about it, but well, maybe he was. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're not working with union people, it's not a big deal. But if you're doing something that would require them to take you over union people, that's the problem.
This is what's interesting, though. I think they're afraid of non-union content creators.
That's what I think is going to happen.
It said, while SAG is encouraging non-union content creators to join the fight, new guidelines issued last week also show Hollywood isn't underestimating the future influencers could play in the entertainment industry. According to the FAQ, just like actors and writers, creators shouldn't accept new paid promo work from any of the top name studios. So they're like, don't do red carpet events, don't do premieres, whatever.
Right.
But they're like, we're going to keep so of all the hundreds of thousands of people who might potentially maybe someday want to join your union, you're going to keep track of every single one of them?
They're not. They're just threatening it. They'll keep track of the big names, and they're just threatening it.
How are you going to do that?
This is just so stupid.
Yeah, they said that being threatened with being blacklisted is a heavy threat for influencers who hope to cross over into traditional media. Again, you want to know which one of your favorite YouTubers or which one of your favorite TikTokers or Instagram people, whatever the hell they're doing, which ones have their eye on Hollywood. Look at the ones that aren't covering Hollywood because they're afraid they're not going to get into the union.
I think it's just a bullying tactic to people online. And it's I don't know, the whole thing. I'm just so tired of it. I mean, it's like everybody's like, oh, we have to hear about the union all the time. The Writers Guild, the Screen Actor, and now the actors are in there. No one's even talking about the writers anymore. I mean, they're really not. It's all about the actors. And in some cases, I understand where they're coming from. The AI thing is for sure an issue.
Yeah.
The residuals, 100% agree with you. It's an issue.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I think that it's hard for the public to be all supportive of it when you're used to seeing actors as like the A-listers and the B-listers that are making a shit ton of money. And then they're complaining about how underpaid they are. And you have to work 3 jobs just to keep your lights on. I think that's the problem. Granted, I get it. It's a lot of the people who are the smaller actors that don't get paid. But they're all yelling about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like sports, too. I mean, you have your...
gosh. AOC uses any opportunity to get herself attention. That's all she does. She's like, oh, look, I can get attention for myself.
I'm going to the Met Gala to protest the rich. Eat the rich.
I know. She's just a piece of whatever. Anyway,
but I mean, this is the thing. People were seeing all the, these A-listers, picketing for a day. But that they're actually, and we said before, they're actually getting paid more than Bob Iger is per picture. But they got to put in an appearance. Now, that is not everybody. There are people that are, like you said, they're making, just basically just living a living wage. But the general perception from people outside the industry is, what the hell, I work at Walmart.
I think what's funny to me
I work at Walmart. What
these
the hell?
Actors yelling about designer clothes, and these actors yelling about not being paid and all that stuff, but they themselves get paid. And they're saying they're doing it for the little guy. They're just doing it because they want what they want, which is the AI issues resolved and the residuals resolved. And since they're all working together on these same issues, they don't pay doesn't really affect them, but the other stuff does. So it's like, I'm going to unite with you to get what I want, to help you get what you want, kind of thing.
So just kind of wrap this up here. This is really interesting because they said what they think what's going to happen is because actors can't promote their movies, that they're going to turn more to influencers. And that's why they issued that, right? But they said, well, we don't think it's going to be a problem because each of the creators who have flagged potential picket line crossing behavior have indicated they'll continue to monitor for us as the strike goes on, meaning It's not just SAG watching. So they're narking on
because I think
each
they're
other.
Getting a cookie. That's what the whole thing is. I think if they do this and kiss their asses, and they're going to be getting some kind of, cookie when it's all said and done, and they'll get to cross over into the mainstream. But here's the thing: the people that would decide that if you get to cross over are the people that, like the studios. So you just,
you'll never be one of them.
No, and then
you'll never be one of them.
Do you think they're going to let you do that? No. trying to take your cookie all the time off of YouTube and TikTok and anything anyway.
Yes.
They're changing rules so that, those things get buried, so the Hollywood shit gets front and center, and because everybody else was beating them there, and people knew who TikTokers and YouTubers were over celebrities, and they were pissed about it. What makes you think that they're going to let you win this too? They're not.
They're not
going to use you and then toss you to the curb and then walk over you and say, okay, all the deals come to us anyway.
Yeah, that's exactly. I mean, I remember there was an award show, and I don't recall if it was I think it was the Emmys, might have been the Emmys, but PewDiePie had won something, or it was the Kids' Choice Award or something. And they were like, they read his name up. They're like, who the hell is this guy? Mm-hmm. Who the hell is Ninja? Like, nobody knew who these people were.
Everybody in the audience knew.
Everybody in the audience knew. But they were joking. They're like, we don't know who this idiot is. Just like some random guy. Okay, whatever, Mr. PewDiePie, whoever the hell you are. And it's like, bitch, that guy makes more money in a year than you do, And he does.
And they don't like that. So now they're mad. People were turning to YouTube over watching their streaming services, especially during the pandemic and stuff. And they were getting pissed. I remember article after article about how everybody's watching that stuff and not them. And then all of a sudden you started seeing what's promoted at the top of the page, late night clips. And this celebrity and that celebrity went to YouTube, and then they automatically get promoted because they're a celebrity because they couldn't stand it. What makes you think that when it's all said and done, they're going to welcome you in with your big audience, and then that you can outshine them? They're not gonna.
No, they'll take your audience and then they'll market their people to your audience. Is what they'll do. I mean, we've seen this happen. You'll never be one of them, just so you know. I mean, if that's what your goal is.
Narking on your other fellow channels, thinking it's going to get you ahead, isn't going to get you ahead.
No.
I mean, it really is kind of douchey to do that.
Well, I think that, again, that was kind of unofficially what was going on with comics and with Comicsgate and all that. Was like people thought if they narked on creators that had association with those people, that they would eventually get a job.
Yeah, it's done so well. And the ones that did,
so well.
They got then some of them did get the jobs, and then it completely tanked the industry because no one bought the damn comics. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I don't know. I think it's stupid. I think it's dumb that because you're an influencer who isn't even part of Hollywood, because you might want to be someday, you're not allowed to go to a coverage of an event because these people are pissed about it.
Yeah,
meanwhile, though, actors are allowed to go to conventions, and they're allowed to make appearances at conventions and see fans. They're not allowed to talk about projects that have coming out. There's like a list of guidelines, but they're allowed to go to these events and get paid for their pictures and smile and sign autographs and still get paid, and that's okay. But if you go to a red carpet event that you were invited to, and you're not, you're just a TikToker or a YouTuber, and you're banned forever from SAG-AFTRA, but the actors can still go to conventions.
I know, right? That doesn't seem fair.
No, it doesn't. But this is how it is.
They can come into our turf, but we can't go into their turf.
What's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine.
Yeah. Do you see how this is stacked against influencers? Do you see? Because you're not important to them. You're just a marketing tool.
And even if you agree with them and you're like, okay, like us, I think they're right about AI. I think they're right about residuals. I agree with them on that. It doesn't matter, because I said that I think this is getting out of hand, and like the writer's strike. I agree with you on some things, but because I disagree with you on how many writers you need in a writer's room. Well, you're the enemy. It's like, well, I guess I'm the enemy, so fuck off. I don't want to tell you.
Yeah. It's like, what's the point of creating your own content outside the system if you still have to go play by the system's rules?
Right. Well, that's how it's set up. You have to be in a union to get these gigs and everything else. It's all set up that they always win.
So here's what I hope happens. And this is just my own personal opinion. Well, I think is probably going to happen. So buckle up, Buttercup, because I think this is what's going to happen given the tone of the studios. They might give you some of what you want if you're part of the union, but they might open it up to work outside the union because they've realized the union's very difficult to deal with.
They're not willing to take even they're trying to meet in the middle, and they're on some things, and they're not even willing to negotiate. I still have Fran Drescher complaining about Bob Iger's designer clothes.
She's wearing designer
clothes. Poor actors that all walk out these award shows in
and their Gucci shoes or whatever.
$10,000, $100,000 outfits. Oh my God, Bob Iger is wearing designer clothes.
I had to buy used Armani for this press junket. I mean, can you believe that? I had to go to a Target. I haven't been to Target since I was bussing tables.
I don't care. I'm a celebrity. I probably still shop at Target. Anyway, can we wrap this up?
Let's wrap this up. So there you go, guys. You're gonna get narked on if you want to be part of Hollywood. That's welcome to 2023. We're gonna wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later.
Bye.
Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.